guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about climbing sticks, and specifically we're going to talk about the Tethrd Skeletor sticks that I just recently purchased. I'm going to kind of get into why I bought these sticks, what my first impression with them is. I'm going to go over some mods that I made with some aiders. Going to compare a little bit my old sticks, which will kind of lead into why I bought these new sticks. One of the main reasons I did decide to purchase some smaller and lighter sticks is because I am going on a whitetail North Dakota hunting trip in about 6 weeks, I think. And before I even get into that, actually one of the guys I'm going with is a good friend of mine, Pat Guyette, and I kind of wanted to stop here and promote something that he's doing in the next couple of, next 4 weeks, I think. And so, just in case anybody comes across this video before then hasn't heard about Huntstock, that's something Pat Guyette has put together, and he's been putting a ton of work into it. And if you don't know who Patrick Guyette is, go over to his Huntsuburbia podcast. He's been doing a podcast for past couple of years, I think. I've been on it a few times with him. We've had some great times, but he's had some phenomenal hunters in the industry, especially in the New England area, on his podcast. And so if you've not checked out his podcast, absolutely go over to his podcast. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on pretty much anywhere you find podcasts, Spotify, etc. So Pat has been planning and promoting this Huntstock festival that he has coming up in 4 weeks, I think. And if you haven't heard about it, definitely look into it. I'm going to post up links here to get tickets and stuff. And you definitely want to check it out. It is going to be something not to miss, at least in New England, that's for sure. There's going to be a lot of live podcasts going on, a lot of demonstrations, a lot of hunting seminars. There's going to be products there to try out. I know he's going to have a whole section on saddle hunting. So Huntstock is Friday, August 12th through Sunday, August 14th. So it's 3 days. Again, go check that out for all the information related, and if you do have any questions about it, obviously you can message me, but definitely I would reach out to Patrick Guyette, who's organizing the whole thing. So gonna be a great time. So as I mentioned, I'm going on this hunting trip with Pat in a few weeks in North Dakota, as well as another friend and another guy, and we're nicely invited by our friend and to go on this trip. I'm super excited, but one of the things I really wanted to get anyways before this trip was planned was lighter sticks, smaller sticks. And so I settled on the Skeletor sticks, and here's one of the sticks right now. This is exactly how the stick comes, just like this. This has this, I think it's Dynacord it's called. It's like an amp steel rope system that is already attached. There are a ton of reviews out there on these, so I'm not going to get into every little specific detail on these. I'm going to get into more why I chose them and what my impression is on them. I would say that the size, I wanted a smaller size. I wanted something lighter and something easy to get up into the tree with. And so, like I said, I will compare it with my old sticks in a minute. But this stick comes in at just about 2 pounds a piece, whereas my old sticks were 3.5 pounds, I think, a piece. And they're also much longer. These are 20 inches, I believe, if I remember correctly. These are 20 inches long. And if I'm wrong, you can correct me, but they're definitely smaller than my other sticks. They're really compact, and I'll get into the system of how they lock in as well. You can see that they fold down. The steps fold down, and obviously one of the things that a lot of people really like is the way these angle out away from the tree. It gives you more boot room, and I can attest that is the truth. So they do pack up pretty small. As you can see, the real cool system that a lot of people rave about is the way this wraps up. They put a little tab down here, a little button, and it wraps up right on that tab, that button, sorry. And then you just lock it in here, so it wraps right around. It really stores easy. You don't have ropes clanking around all over the place. So that's a pretty cool, very compact system. All right, so I'll go into the way these pack in. If you haven't already seen, like I said on the other sites, is a detail I kind of wanted to touch on. You see these little rubber tabs they have here. They have shorter ones at the top, and they interlock. And basically, if you look at the bottom holes, they kind of interlock there and they interlock here. The key to putting these in, and sometimes it is a little bit of a learning curve, a little tricky. I've only done it a few times, but you put it in the bottom holes first. You kind of line those up, line the top ones up, and then you just push them in like that. You don't have to put a ton of pressure, you know, and they lock in. And as you see in the other reviews, they lock in really well. Even all four together, it's kind of tough. You got to do a lot of shaking to make them come off. So that's a pretty cool feature. Taking them out is a little tricky because they get a little stuck. I'm going to silence these because they do, you know, they do make noise. So the other feature that I really liked about these that I'll show when we switch over to the tree is how they bite into the tree. And there's one thing I haven't noticed anybody mention as a benefit of the way they bite into the tree. Maybe they have, I just haven't seen it because I looked at a lot of reviews before I bought these. And that's when they bite in, you see these teeth are pretty sharp. And so when you put it on the tree and you wrap your cord around and you have it set and you stand on it, when you're coming down off the tree, when you take this cord off and unattach it, this thing doesn't move. It doesn't move. It stays on the tree like it's tied. So when you're coming down, and I really like this about it, because when you're coming down and you've got your lineman's rope on and you're kind of working on the tree and maybe in the dark or whatever, and you undo this, I know with my other sticks, I'm either pushing my body up against, or I'm trying to hold with one hand and take the rope off and do all that, and then I know it's going to slide right off the tree. It might clank something, and it's a little difficult to, you know, to deal with sometimes. This thing stays on the tree. You could do whatever you wanted to. If the rope was wrapped around branches in the back, as long as you didn't bump it too hard, it's not going anywhere. And so I really like that. I could deal with the rope, get it off, and then I could pull it off and lower it down with the rope, which again, these ropes are pretty long, so I like that. Or you can attach it to your saddle, whatever you're gonna do. But that was a really cool piece that I liked about these, that they still stay on the tree after you've detached them. Maybe it's just me, but I'm gonna grab my old stick. And if you look, I believe this is an old muddy stick. They don't even sell these anymore. I believe they were called Muddy Hunter sticks. And you can see the difference, even with these extended. If I take these out, you could see the difference in size and how much real estate it takes up. Size was important to me, how much room it's going to take, and that was because the one issue I had with these old sticks is that they would stick off the back of the backpack a lot, and I didn't like that. They'd stick up really high and they would stick way out. So here's what it looks like with 3 sticks. The pack obviously comes with 4 sticks, but I'm gonna try and run 3 sticks with these 8ers. I've already got up a pretty significant height, and I'll get into a little more of that later, but this is pretty much what it looks like. So I'm hoping this is what I'm gonna be packing in most days. This says there's 8ers attached. These are kind of loose. I didn't really pack them, but my bottom stick has a double 8er that I'll show, and the other 2 sticks have a single 8er, and I can get up about 16 feet or more. So this is one way I have them packed. The long way. The steps are folded up. You could fold them back to, you know, but they stick out a little bit when you do that. So it's pretty much the length of my backpack. Maybe just slightly longer. But it packs in there. I get kind of these bat wing things on here. There's nothing in the pack right now, but I've already set this up with my saddle inside and a bunch of other gear in here, binoculars and stuff. So this is one way, but if you look, my old system, if you looked at my videos, it would stick way up and it would catch on things, and I didn't like that. Besides the weight, it was, obviously, this is much more compact. So this is another way you can run them. You get straps in the bottom of your backpack, and you can run them sideways like this, just hanging off the bottom. Again, I haven't hunted with these yet or anything, so I don't know which way I'm gonna go. I like to have things up along the side of my body like that. I like to have it right tight if I can, so it depends on the situation. I guess if I was going in for a long hike and my bow was going to be on my back, and this pack actually has a bow sling in it, then yeah, I probably would have them set up just like this, so they're out of the way, they're not hitting my bow really. and I can have other things on here, my tripod and stuff like that. So one of the things I did want to mention, I forgot to mention earlier, is these tabs. So I like the system. It might take some people a little bit getting used to, but these can break. I will say, when I first got these, I fudged with them in the beginning, or I should say I rushed with it, and I actually snapped one. They're more flexible than the original ones they came out with, which were really stiff plastic. But they do give you a bag of replacements. And so I think if you ever ran out of the bag of replacements and it was that bad, they would probably be able to send you some more. But I don't think I'll have too many issues of them breaking. And if you did break one, the other one's going to go in. Like if you're in the field, I think you'd be fine, and then you just need to fix it when you get back. So just something to mention if you have people have questions about these. That I like it. They're quiet going in. It just takes a little bit of, you know, dexterity, I guess, to do it. So just quickly touch on the aiders that I got. I got them from hangfree.com. And there's a lot of guys out there, even on Pinterest, that are selling these Amsteel aiders. In this case, this is my bottom stick, so I have a two-step. And actually, Hang Free is actually going to be at Huntstock. So they're going to be there with their Amsteel products and be able to go over some of the stuff and sell some of it. So they will have stuff there. I think it's a weird coincidence because I never even heard of them until I bought these, and then sure enough, they're going to be at Huntstock. So. But these are really well made, so I would recommend these guys. I didn't think it really mattered who I was going through because there's a handful of different ones, but I really like these. And I'll show you what I did is I got the 18-inch aiders, or the 18-inch spacing. Originally I was going to do the 20-inch spacing, but I want to show you how I pack these up. So if you look, these are down. Now this particular one is a double aider. If it was a single aider, I literally would just be putting it over it like that, and boom, and I would be done. But with a double aider, I do have this extra piece, which you can just slip right over like that. If it was a little bit longer, it might swing around too much, but I'm not really too much concerned about that. It's just one stick, and I've already packed and unpacked these a bunch of times so far, so it's not an issue. But you don't even know they're there. I mean, really, they're super light and super thin. So my goal was I wanted to get away with 3 sticks, and the only way you're going to do that is with aiders. So I'll show those a little bit more on the tree. So I got one stick out with my single aider on it. I just want to show how well this holds onto the tree. So it's pretty simple. You pretty much, when you put it on the tree, just like any other stick, you're just going to hold it around your body. Show you how this wraps around. Just go around once, make your X, and then you pretty much can just make a half hitch right here, however you want. I'm not going to do it, I'm doing it one-handed, so that's pretty much it. But the key is, I guess people were having issues in the beginning with some of the standoffs were bending, and all you need to do is pull the bottom out first, and then pull it down, and then stick the teeth in. And pretty much, when you put your pressure on, you'll see how this is going to stick to the tree. Now this is actually a little crooked the way I did it. I'm going to take this off. And look, it's still on the tree. It hasn't budged. So if I'm trying to get this unhooked or whatever it is, as long as I don't bump this too hard, I don't have to worry about this falling down right now. I mean, it's still on that tree. And I'll show you. So if you look, this rope's not holding this at all. And this is still on the tree. And I really, really like that. It really bites into the tree and holds really well, and doesn't move. So you just, little effort and boom, it comes right off. So just to touch a little bit more why I chose these over some other ones. I thought long term would I be happy with these, and I figured from where I'm going, from the sticks that I had, that came in over 3 pounds a piece, and probably were a total, I believe my total weight with the piece that I had, my modified platform, I was at like over 13 pounds. Whereas these come in at right around 6 pounds, just over 6 pounds with the 8ers on them for 3 sticks. And I haven't decided on a platform yet, but you figure that's gonna be another 2 or 3 pounds right there. But I really, the size, and then obviously saving on weight, big reason why I chose these. And then why did I chose them over some of the others as well, is because of the price point. Obviously it's pretty good. I think I'll be happy with these for a while, and if I really get into the weight in ounces game like a lot of people do, I will there'll be something newer and better by the time I decide on that. So I'm super happy with these. I will be first hunting with them in North Dakota in a few weeks, and I will definitely be filming out there. I will be popping a video on here, probably, hopefully by October, from that trip, and I'll definitely get some good video of these on the tree and in action. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I didn't want to get into too many details with these and dimensions and all that stuff, because there's a ton of videos that go over that. I wanted to go over more of what I did with them, what I plan to do with them, and why I chose these sticks. I think I made the right choice, but time will tell. And maybe I'll have a follow-up video down the road of how these went during my 2022 season, because I'm sure I'm going to be using these sticks quite a bit. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, comment. You got any questions, throw a comment in there. I'll get right back to you. Again, don't forget about Huntstock. Go over and check out Pat Guyette, Huntsuburbia. Check all that information out about Huntstock. It is going to be a great event. I might even do some filming there and post it up on here. This is something he's planning on doing. He's hoping it's going to really manifest into something big, and he'll be doing it every year. So my next video might actually be some footage from Huntstock. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and good luck hunting.